Lake of Bays is the most northerly of the big Muskoka lakes. Following the last ice age, the torrent of water from the melting glacier created a spillway which the Oxtongue River now follows. The river originates northeast of here in Algonquin Park and flows 35 kilometers before it finally drops over Marsh's Falls to become the Lower Oxtongue River. This is the main source of water for Lake of Bays and the Muskoka Lakes. The last 4 kilometers of the river wind slowly through a sandy floodplain before reaching the lake. The Lake of Bays Heritage Foundation produces the Silent Boat Rally to introduce people to this beautiful meandering river. Silent boats are canoes and kayaks. Our participants paddle from the beach at Dwight across Dwight Bay to the delta. The name of the river refers to the sandy deposit at the mouth which protrudes into the lake like a tongue. Here's the initial stop on our tour, where the boats get their first card. Each card pictures a species that can be found in the river valley. At the end of this eco-tour, each boat will have a 5-card hand, which will be judged for its diversity of species. The Lower Oxtongue River meanders through a sandy floodplain, and a new vista presents itself around every bend. Much of the sand was laid down over 10,000 years ago by the melting glacier which created Lake Algonquin. The Lake of Bays and the other Muskoka lakes are remnants of that vast lake. Over thousands of years, the river has also deposited nutrient-rich organic material. This is settled along the edges of the river and in the many meanders and oxbows, creating an environment for water plants, grasses, and sedges. And these create habitat for fish, attracting birds such as the loons, herons, and kingfishers that nest in the river valley. Mammals like otters, mink, and even black bears are attracted to this valley for the same reason. Birds also feed on the abundance of insects. A variety of dragonflies, damselflies, and butterflies can be observed on the river. This great diversity of species is what sets this area apart from much of our region. The beautiful Marsh's Falls is also an important cultural heritage site. Captain George Marsh, who founded the local navigation company, had a lumber mill here, and this was where one of the first steamships, the Mary Louise, was built in the 1880s.
Any analysis of the diversity of habitat around the entire township of Lake of Bays would always take you, a biologist or any observer, would take you to the Lower Oxtongue and Marsh's Falls. It's probably one of the most diverse and rich habitat areas on the lake, and has many, many species, including those that are threatened or endangered, and is a huge priority for the foundation to protect and preserve as a jewel that's in our township and that everybody should enjoy for all future generations.
The fact that the Lower Oxtongue River is accessible from Lake of Bays makes it a wonderful attraction, but this is also what makes it vulnerable. Unchecked motorboat traffic can create wakes that erode the riverbanks and disturb habitats and nesting sites. The Lake of Bays Heritage Foundation is operated by volunteers as a nonprofit charity. Protecting heritage around the lake can only be achieved with the generous support of our donors.